Come on with that spinning.
What, man? I got some mix in here.
Oh,
How that taste, man? Just straight.
disgusting. Hey, y'all.
What's up, everybody?
Happy 2020. Where y'all at on this lovely Sunday? Where we
Y'all
going
write
up?
y'all short-term and long-term goals down?
Did y'all? Trying to see what the degrees looking like out here. It's in the 50s. Where y'all at? Got some stuff to talk about today. Don't we?
Yeah, we actually
We
do.
got some stuff to talk about. First of all, happy 2020. And I shouldn't say welcome back because y'all ain't come back to class, but welcome to a new year, I guess. I don't know. But damn, we was off for like a good 2 months.
Yeah. Yep.
A good 2 months. So it was right before my play, My Wife is Like, which had to be postponed because currently we have to cast for a new character. Well, not a new character. For one of the cast members, we have to cast a new cast for that. So hopefully we can do the next play in February. So we're postponing for that. And then it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Then it was Christmas. Then it was New Year.
Oh, yeah.
And we here now. So we got some stuff to talk about. First thing, what was one of the topics we discussed that we wanted to talk to about everybody?
We wanted to talk about if someone is not happy with their life or their significant other, could it somehow bring neglect towards the child in a relationship?
If somebody is not happy with their life or relationship, can that lead to neglecting the child, the children?
The children in the relationship.
Hell to the yeah. Trying to think of a scenario. You know, I got a scenario up top.
Right.
But it could go both ways though.
Yeah, it can.
Because it could be you neglecting your children to go follow your dreams. Well, they can be calling it neglect. And you can go off for months or a year to go follow your dreams. Is that considered neglect?
I wouldn't per se consider that neglect.
But okay. So what are you calling neglect?
Neglect would be, or I would say something like, okay, if you're not really happy with your significant other and you want to still make yourself available to the nightlife or, you know, just being on the scene a lot, instead of buying your son the $150 Jordans, you want to buy him the $60 Nikes on clearance because you want an outfit for that weekend.
And you're saying that the outfit is to
Go out.
try to find somebody.
Right, so go out.
Why can't the outfit be for that person and just want to enjoy their mom time without the kids?
You can look at it's always two sides to a coin. There's always two sides to a coin, but in this particular topic, I'm more leaning towards the neglect because I think that's something that.
But how is neglect? Because the child's still getting sneakers. So how is that neglect?
We're not the ones that he wanted, or maybe that the parent promised, but you go into the store and.
I gotta disagree with that one.
You disagree with
because I feel like neglect is like totally not getting them anything overall, just the sneakers, because they got some sneakers. It might not be the sneaker they wanted, but they got sneakers.
Okay.
I would say neglect. I mean, shoot, maybe the mom was working doubles and everything got to depend on how many kids had to go to the kids. And she seen the sneakers on sale. She's like, shoot, why not get the cheaper sneakers and have a little bit of money? And then even if she did put it towards the outfit, maybe she just wanted to have a day off to herself and had the money that she didn't have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you can look at that, but could you also see it my way as well?
I can see it your way, but I wouldn't call that particular scenario neglect.
Okay.
The scenario I will probably call more neglect is maybe they don't buy the kids the sneakers at all. Mm-hmm. They take it and spend it on themselves, and the child walking around with holes, mm-hmm. dirty clothes, stinking. Mm-hmm. That's neglect. But I don't think because they went to the sale rack, it's neglect.
Okay. Understood. Yeah, I can see it your way.
Another thing I feel like is I consider it could be neglect when a child, when a child is what is it? What is the question again? Remind me, because we just
when if you're not happy with your significant other or your life in general, could that bring some type of neglect on the children?
Okay. I can see that. I can see the neglect coming from if you and your significant other is going through something, mm-hmm. and they're angry, or maybe their significant other is not treating them wrong, and they start treating their kids wrong. Mm-hmm. Now that I feel like it pans out to that type of situation. Like you see parents, or I'm not parents. I'm talking about mother, fathers, who's going through stuff with their significant other. They take it and lash out on their kids, mm-hmm. and take it out on them. Or maybe they give them the role of the boyfriend, mm-hmm. or of a boyfriend or a grown man, because I don't, maybe they can't find one. It sounds kind of weird, but you know that type of situation, like they put him in a role as a man already, mm-hmm. and they're not supposed to be in that role. But I wouldn't say it just would be neglect. I would say it also would be raising them to grow up too fast, giving them roles of like parental roles, mm-hmm. to take care of the family and the kids, because you got to go out there and you single and you not happy with your life, so all you want to do is like give these kids these grown people roles because you don't want to deal with it yourself, like, and let them be kids.
Right. Okay.
That can go both ways though. It can go as
both ways.
Okay. So if the way you talking about is you're a hard-working single mom, mm-hmm. you go out there in the world and you work, you have no other help, so you depend.
No, not a hard-working single mom, but you're actually in a relationship, but you're not happy with your partner, and
then that can lead towards neglecting your kids.
And that's when I would say, whether it's the man or the female, the female saying, well, you know what, I'm not going to spend my whole check on, getting you these $200 sneakers. I'm going to save me some money. Or whether
that's the wrong term for it. It's not neglect.
Okay.
It's kind of like taking money out so you're saying the money came from what, the kid's father? What did the money come from?
When you're in a relationship, it's not two different banks. It's one bank. Maybe she withholding a little bit for spending on the children, or the father withholding a little bit to have some extra money to do some extracurricular activity that he shouldn't be doing because he's seeking, maybe some type of attention some other where, whether it's going to the strip club or entertaining.
But that child is still getting what they need though, right?
Right.
Neglect. So emotionally they're not being neglected. So what is the neglect? That they're not getting the expensive sneakers over the cheap sneakers?
Right. I mean, in today's life, kids just can't come in just with anything when they feel.
I don't know if that's neglect though. I don't know. You said, all right, so you talking about so going to like Walmart getting the Bobos instead of going to that. Is that what you're saying?
We can take it to that extreme.
Okay, but then how are you raising your child then? Are you raising your child to be fashionable? Are you raising them to be, and how old is, I guess all that all factors in. Or you purposely trying to embarrass them, don't care about their feelings when they go out in the world?
Right. Like we don't, I mean in today's, society, especially for children, you got the cyber and bullying. You want him to be kind of accepted in his social circle. He's not getting accepted in his social circle because you decided to spend 80% of the money on you, and he needed a clean pair of sneakers to go to school, and you decided to pick him up some rugged Outbacks from Walmart or something.
All right, so let's not call that neglect. Let's call that being greedy. Like I can't. I don't want to put neglect on that. I had to find another word for that
like
because
mismanaging funds.
yeah. Well, did the child make the funds themselves? Like, how can you even say that? That it was mismanaged? You know.
What about a parent?
What about a parent?
I mean, is the parent mismanaging funds, or? I mean, if we want to put just a different spin.
So, did the funds come from child support? That's what you never explained.
No,
that.
I don't want.
So, how is the funds being mismanaged? If they're the parent, they can manage the funds however they want to for the child.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, don't get your child a pair of sneakers that you know he's not going to like, or he's going to be bullied about because you decided I needed this extra money maybe for a car part or a new pair of shoes, or
I feel like that's getting a little bit more fashionable now. Like, all right, so this day and age, kids are more like worrying about what they're wearing and getting bullied and.
True. And that is real.
I know. I work at a school, so I know how it is when it comes to fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is now, or is it really just about the fashion? Is it really just about, oh, you bought the child this and not that? Maybe the parent is not into that, getting their child into that fashion world, or want them to think that follow everybody else in the trend. Maybe, I mean, is parents really like that? Like,
true.
You know, I'm not going to buy you this because everybody else is buying this and this is expensive and this is what matters. This is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you entrepreneurship. I'm not going to show you this. I'm not going to show you that. It could go deeper than that, but you're talking about, okay, I think it would be better if we talked about something else versus the sneakers, because I feel like the sneakers could be the person showing them a lesson, but I could see what you're saying. Some parents do take advantage. I mean, some moms do take advantage. I seen that they use the money for something else. Exactly. But what I was saying, like as a whole, I don't know if I can like say because they bought them a cheaper sneakers than expensive sneakers, is it because of that reason? Is it neglect? I mean, can I call that neglect?
I mean, depending on, the finance.
Or do they care about the child's feelings? Do they care about them being bullied? Or do they take it as serious? Some parents don't think, okay, you go to school with Walmart sneakers. Who cares? It's feet. You warm, ain't you?
But we can't live in this day and age. You can't live like that. I mean, the parents got to take sacrifice. I know it's depending on the income coming in, but you got to sacrifice because it's rougher on your child. Because kids judge you by your parents. It's not like an adult. I can go to work with Walmart. I can buy my shirt from the same place I buy my car battery. I can, you know what I'm saying? I can do that, but a child is rough on them. It's just rough. They can't come in there with a clearance rack coat, and everybody know, yo, come on, dog. We seen that at the Goodwill, man. You know what I'm saying? He can't come in there.
We getting a little bit. No, Neil. You getting a little bit. So. Like I said, I work in the school, so I have a lot of kids that is not into the fashion world, and I look, and but are they? How is their confidence? Are you instilling that self-esteem and that confidence that they don't care? I don't know. Are they coming bummy, holes and stuff, or are they just coming with cheap stuff? Like
I'm talking. I'm not saying okay, this child got on a pair of Yeezys and this other child came in with a pair of Vans. That's that's fashionable. You can.
So would you say they coming in with some fucking Shacks?
Yeah. Yep, some big ass Filas.
I don't know. All right, so right now we're talking about let's refresh the.
What you know about Shacks?
Listen, I got middle schoolers that comes in with Shacks.
See you know, baby.
I know, but what I'm saying is I can see through their confidence and everything that they don't care, or they have a group of friends that they already have, so they don't care to fit in with that other group. Yeah, kids that comes in fashionable, they get bullied too. Why you think they fight more than anybody else in the school? Okay. I think they be the more troubled kids in the school, the ones that come in with the Gucci, the name brand stuff. It's like they got something to prove for one. They be the ones to fight over the ones with the Bobos. Am I right? Am I wrong? So the topic that we're talking about now, is the fashion world. Is it neglect? Is it mismanagement? 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 Is it neglect? Is it mis You tell me again, because the way you saying it.
Okay, the topic that we're talking about now is if you're not happy with your life or your significant other, could that bring some type of neglect onto the child?
Right. And I agree, but what the first thing he spoke of, I don't think is neglect, because we're talking about the child wants a certain type of sneakers. Mom ended up getting some other sneakers over the sneakers that the child wanted, some Jordans, and he thinks it's neglect. I don't want that, but
I do.
I don't think that's neglect. I just think that it's not. Mom don't care about what you think. Like, I don't care what's fashionable. I don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care. Neglect, I feel like what I said before was you sending the kids out with holding the shoes, holding the thing, ripped stuff, ripped it, like you really don't care. They smell bad. That's neglect.
True. Well, that might be the most extreme form of neglect, or
that's neglect, because
or them parents that could just be in a real bad situation.
They can be in a real bad situation, but it's places and people you can go to, because I can't tell you how many times that we offer to give things to these kids if we seen something like holding a shoe, and parents will be saying all the time, they'll get an attitude if you try to offer it. So now you're allowing that neglect, because if someone is offering uniforms, shoes, whatever like that, and you getting an attitude like, I don't need it, then you're allowing that.
True.
If the child comes in smelling bad, why? You allowing that, right? You allowing them in that state. Right. Another thing, I feel like if you're in a relationship, right? You're in a relationship, and you said you're not happy in your relationship. When you said it could go off onto the significant other, I said one of the things was you putting that child in a grown up place. What was the other thing I said? I'm forgetting already.
You putting that
You put the child in a grown up place, but also you're taking it out on the child. You're taking it out on the kids. So that also could be some form of like you don't want to. You want happy, so instead of taking the kids out and spending time with them, you going out partying, you going out clubbing, you doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and you're neglecting your kids. So I can see that now. Now that to me is neglect. You weren't happy, and you weren't about putting your freakum, just making him jealous and fuck these niggas, fuck him, and you always absent from the house, and you're neglecting your kids. Because I always believe that spending time with your kids,
it's more important than financial.
Yeah, not only that, it doesn't have to be going out, going to the amusement park, going to these certain places. You pull out a board game, see how happy your kids get. Seriously. You spend time watching a movie with them, see how happy they get. Make freaking cocoa with marshmallows, see how happy they get.
Right.
I feel like the time rates overall going out, the money, the financial, like you said.
Because children really don't understand the financial part just yet.
They don't. Right. And I told you, we was talking about that the other day. I said some parents take it too extreme, that they feel like they have to. And I'm sorry if you were the parent, but you feel like you have to go out and do things all the time with your kids for them to be happy, when really all they want is you, and all they want is your time.
True.
And I feel like taking them out to do certain things so much at the age of 1 is just uncalled for. They don't remember it. They too young to even experience it properly. And I just feel like it's more for the parent more than for the child.
Yeah.
But like again, I don't know their situation. It could be that they never could get pregnant. Now they got a child, so they want to do everything. So I get that. But so we're just talking about neglect.
Right.
How can your unhappy situation with your significant other make you neglect your children?
Or just with your life overall.
If you're unhappy with your life.
Right. Maybe you don't feel like you at where you want to be career-wise. And that can bring a burden and depression on somebody, and then you just go into it.
I think that happens unconsciously, uncontrollably, though, especially for women.
Okay.
Because we come on. What happened this morning when I turned over and I was like, they walk right by you.
Right.
and be like, mommy,
Right.
mommy, every morning. And I'm like, the burden on us as far as like mothers is way different than on men, because we carry the child, we got to go through all the sickness, then you deal with postpartum, and then you have to deal with maybe a career on top of that. Then with the career, you got to deal with what else is, what is next, what is for you, because everything is for everybody else. So we are easily to get depressed in those type of situations, which is postpartum depression. So shoot, maybe I'm guilty of being in a situation that I probably freaking neglect the kids probably in the moment.
Yeah.
Being mad and not just like you just sad. And they probably like, mommy, mommy, mommy. I'm like, shit. I'm just saying, like, so I can't call that at that moment when you're going through something like that neglect, because if you know that person and you know how good their heart is, and you know something is wrong with them, is deeper than neglect of the kids, is something they going through, because you can't give somebody what you can't get when you don't have, or like if you're not properly taking care of yourself, you can't take care of little human beings.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. Like when it comes to unhappy in your life, it depends on, are you unhappy because you like, I don't want no kids, I don't even know why I got kids, I can't even travel.
Right.
Or you happy like
That's what grandparents is for. Grandmama and grandpa.
No, sir. Well, yeah, but mom does be out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you can't even depend on your parents sometimes.
True.
What I mean by that is like, you have a child, you can't be like, I'm gonna be cool though because my mom gonna have them. A lot of people think like that. Oh, I got a team. I'm gonna be good because I'm gonna go to school and she gonna have them.
Right. Sometimes it don't work out like that.
No, because we struggle.
Right.
Like, you got to have a village plus 2 more village for backup, because it is a lot. So you could be unhappy and neglecting your kids without even knowing.
Right.
Because you're in a space and it's like nobody even knows you're in that space. You're just seeing you being a bad mom.
Right.
But they really depressed. Now, I don't know if you knew that, or can you get what I'm coming from about that?
I definitely get where you're coming from with that, man. I definitely get where you're coming from.
I feel like there's a thin line between really knowing if that person is just being real cruel, but you could tell based on the personality, their character. Are they a fucked up person from the beginning? Like, why do this person have kids in the first place?
Right. Their demeanor. You know
Exactly. You could tell from a person, like, all right, why did this person have kids? We experienced something yesterday. We went to American Dream Mall yesterday.
Right.
Listen.
She had no control over them boys.
Listen. As parents, listen. I told my husband too. We had this talk. The kids, they ask, why? But why? And I always answer the question, right?
Right.
Because this, because that. Because if I get frustrated, how are they going to know? And then you always talking about the kids bad as hell.
So I seen what I seen yesterday.
He always, and I'm like, they not bad. You think this is bad? He always say that our kids is bad. So we had experience and change your life.
Yeah,
so we was in line. We went to American Dream Mall. We was in line to get on the ride.
And not to cut you off, babe, but what that little boy said kind of intertwined with what we was just talking about.
Okay. So we was in line about to get on the ride, and my son was in the front, and there was this little boy right behind him, but the little boy kept like trying to like, he was right up to him. The mom had to keep saying back up, which is fine, because I always tell my kids, they don't know no better. Personal space. That's fine. That was fine. Next thing you know, Colin must have went like, stepped back a little bit. He was like, yo, man, you just stepped on my new Jordans. I just got these.
No older than 7.
No older than 7. My son had on New Balances, and his sneakers is fucked. And I get upset, but I'm like, you better not let nobody step on your sneakers. If you do, you better get in their face. Like, why did he react like that, right? So I'm like, first thing I do, I looked at him, then I looked at her, and she just pulled him back and just was still on the phone like this.
No control.
The gate open, it's time for us to get on the ride. We get on the ride.
No, wait. Before we get on the ride, he pushed me out the way to get in the gate.
He pushed my son out the way. So, you got to put on your alert, like, they just kids, just go with the flow. So I tried to get out the way. Me and Kaylee went upstairs. I tried to get Kylan to come upstairs, and I don't want to knock nobody out. But Kylan wanted to stay downstairs. All right, cool. The little boy runs upstairs. One of them, it's 2 of them, runs upstairs, and the mom had to chase him. She gets up.
Couldn't find him.
Couldn't find him. He gets upstairs. She gets upstairs and she's still on the phone like this and was like, what the heck? What the? And walked right back downstairs and left him. Didn't put on his seatbelt on the ride. Just went back downstairs. And then I'm like,
how important was that phone call she was on?
Never got off the phone call the whole entire ride. The whole time, little boy on the ride like, yo, this jaw broke. What's wrong with this jaw? Yo, like rocking his jaw like this.
No control.
So me and my daughter just looking like, oh my God, like, then we get off the ride. Then he running past her. And I'm like, kids is going to be kids. They don't know better. But you can alleviate that and like, guys, come back here. Like, it was no control on the phone the entire ride. So my point to say this. Kids, I'm pretty sure everyone heard this. They're like sponge, right? They suck up everything, right? They only know what they know. And they're a product of their environment. And he knew about those sneakers.
Right.
Who knows how much was them Jordans, but why did he know it was so important?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too far. Maybe I don't know. But I don't raise my kids to for one, talk to people like that because accidents happen, and two, to really, like, yeah, say, you know, I'll give them something like, I don't want you to mess it up yet because, you know, they got their nice outfit on. Yeah, I'll do that. But I'm like, you better not do this. You better not that. Like, they're kids. Don't dress them in certain things if they're going to be running around in the amusement park.
What's mind-blowing to me, why was he so self-conscious about them sneakers that he had on?
And never took, oh, my God. Then we went to the little playground area. Everybody, you're supposed to take your shoes off, right? Everybody had their shoes off. Why was it only 3 little boys bad as hell down there and guess what they had on their feet and refused to take it off?
Sneakers.
What kind of sneakers?
Jordans.
They refused to take them off. So they stepping on people's heads, stepping on people's fingers. You're supposed to take your shoes off. So this is just to go back to say, maybe she was unhappy because she sure was neglecting them kids. They running around doing what the heck they wanted, talking to people how they wanted to talk to people.
I just want to add. I mean, when you in facilities like that where kids get to run around in a constructed environment, I understand you want to let them have fun, but you still have to police your children. Always. Please.
I'm like, I look so much and watch my kids so hard that if somebody's talking to me, I'm pretending I'm listening because I don't want to like lose my focus and turn back around and they're not there. It's like to the point that like I want to hold on to them even if they're in a closed place. It's just, I'm really mindful of what goes around them and how I talk to them. And sometimes we lose our cool sometimes and you just don't know how to react and just like, like that happens. But I feel like they can pick up off your unhappiness. They can pick up off your you don't care. The reason why they act like that is because they need your attention. You're not giving that attention, so they act out. So that's just to say is I do believe that being in unhappy with your life and in an unhappy relationship, that can affect your relationship and how you treat your kids. And I said it can. But then you have to think about the other side of, strong, women who's out here, or even men who's out here doing the single parenting job, and maybe they have a rough time and can't find jobs and out here and they unhappy, but they don't take it out on their kids. So so we gotta say it can, but we can't say it always them. Yeah, because maybe they remember how they felt when they was younger and how their parents talked to them, or maybe they're just having a flashback of what they don't want for their kids. So they put their anger into something else. Maybe it could be eating, maybe it could be drugs, maybe it could be something else, but they refuse to take it out on their kids. Right. So I believe that is I'm just really sensitive when it comes to the parenting part. True. I'm really sensitive, and it scares me. I say all the time, it scares me to see. I know I'm doing a good job, but it's like, you know how sometimes you see situations when parents, they put their all into their kids and they get older, and it's like, who is this human being?
Right, they just stray and go a different way.
Yeah. So it's like, it's but so much you can control, but you still need to pour all that love and that time. I'm going to stick with that time because when they go back to the memories, all they going to keep pulling back is them tabs of them times that y'all was spending together, whether it was baking a cookie, just that time. Like, I feel like that's a big thing.
Yeah, time is a big thing. But let's talk about the other part. We talk about maybe, I guess we consider that like financial neglect. What about if one of the parents decide to pursue a dream or a career that they always wanted, and they decide to take a 6-month hiatus, like move to a different state
without the child,
and leave it with the other parent?
Well, I kind of said that at the beginning. I said that is that considered neglect if you go to follow your dream and you leave your child behind, or is it because I need to do this to see if I can accomplish this, and if not, I'll come back. But let me go out there, and because maybe they couldn't do it before they had a family, but this is my opportunity. Take it. Some people might look at it, you neglected us. It depends on that other significant other that's waiting on the other end. Do you feel? I mean, people gonna talk regardless. Shoot, people do it. They go on American Idol. They go on, so they leave their kids behind. They on Love and Hip Hop. They on all types of stuff, and leave their kids behind to follow their dreams. Is it neglect? I don't know. Are they staying in contact with their kids? Are they still flying out to see their kids? It depends. Do you act like they don't exist when you're away? I mean, that's neglect. You still should be able to FaceTime, reach out, mail, email. I mean, depends on the age, but I think it depends.
I'm gonna say from my career path, when I lay over a night or maybe even 2, I feel some type of way. Like, I got to get home to my family. Like, don't ask me to lay over for the next month.
Okay. And then I can go back towards you and say, doesn't mean that you don't feel no type of way. Because I go to conferences, and conferences could be 4 or 5 days.
Right.
It could be killing me to be away from my kids that long. But at the end of the day, it's a job, right? You signed up for it. This is what you want to do, right? So I feel like it depends on, like, are you leaving your kids with somebody you trust? If not, that's neglect. Are you leaving them with somebody who don't care, irresponsible, drugs, alcohol? I'm leaving them with somebody I trust. You, my mom, your mom. I leave them with people that I trust.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I don't feel they're like, woo! Because after the second day, I feel terrible. I'm like,
exactly.
When we go on vacations, we don't go more than 3 days.
Right. I can't.
It'd be too much to leave them. But my thing is, that don't mean that we don't feel terrible just because they're going to follow their dreams. They probably cry every night, but they tell themselves every night, I'm doing this to follow my dreams. I'm doing this for my passion, because at the end of the day, it's going to come back to us if everything works out.
What about, could you see a parent using that as an excuse just to get away because they're unhappy with their life and their significant other? Oh, I'm gonna go pursue my dream, and use that as an excuse just to step away for a while to see if that's where they really want to be.
It can be. It could be parents out there who they thought this is the life they wanted and don't want it, or they could just be really going through some deep depression, and it's like, I can't do this no more. It may have hit the point that they're suicidal. Or it could be, I don't give a fuck about them. Like, people ghost all the time. They get up and leave.
Right.
They don't want to have a family anymore. This is not what they imagined. They thought it was going to be easier. They're obstructing their tunnel to go to be who they want to be and go where they want to go.
What I want to know is, what I'm asking the audience is, because men do it a lot. Men, we leave the house and the mom end up with the kids. But I know a situation where a female left her 2 daughters with the father and went to New York for a job and just told him, I'm not coming back. What does it take for a female
not coming back at all, or just not coming?
I'm not coming back at all. I'm gonna send you child support. What does it take for a female to get to that level?
Listen, I don't know, but I didn't notice, like, in this, maybe I could say this decade, there's been a wave of females who just, like, is a different kind of mom. I'm just saying, 2 decades, it's just like, it used to be like the mom held everything down, can't do nothing. Then it's like you see the wave, and they don't even have to be drugs and they hooked on to something else. That's why they not around. It's just I don't want to be a mom,
Right.
and I don't want to be the primary parent. You take it.
Yeah, with women, I mean, today's age, man, these women are, super career driven now. And it's not about being a housewife anymore. I mean, I had dreams before I had these kids and before I met you, and I'm going to pursue them.
Trying to think of a situation that I know.
Well, let's make a circle back to how I initiated it. I mean, like, where was her, like, basically I'm not leaving the kids. I believe she gave up on her significant other.
So it wasn't never about the kids, it was about him.
Right. I'm not settling for this position you putting us in. I got 2 kids. I'm not gonna lay up in here and you gonna push 1 or 2 more kids out me, and I'm gonna be stuck in this environment. I think she gave up on him, not the children.
Well, you gave up on the children too if you was able to just get up and go.
Okay.
You had to, because if you didn't give up, you still would have been reaching out.
No, she still's in contact with the children, but I'm going to,
Oh, I thought you said she just sent child support.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna pay child support, but you're going to be the custodial parent,
the primary.
Like I probably get.
Yeah, I don't know what's that about. I can't speak for that wave of women that can get up and do that, but I do know that women tolerate a lot. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them is getting up and saying, I'm tired and I'm done if you can't meet me 50-50.
Right.
But I don't know how much it really takes for you to actually get up and leave your kids behind.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I would just be a single mom over that. But like I said, I can't speak for everyone else. I don't know what they're going through in life. I don't know what their story is. I don't know what their mental state is.
When the story first got back to me, because he's a great father, and I think she was just comfortable doing that. Like,
oh yeah, I think if a woman is able to leave her kids and make them primary, and I think majority of the time, actually all the time, the man is always a good father. Mm-hmm. I never heard like you just leaving them with any old like a shitty father that's on drugs. It was always, I know you can do this and you're a great father and I'm going to leave you. I never seen it to being a shitty father.
So me bringing up this story, because when I first heard it, it was abnormal. I'm like, wow, I never heard of something like that. Like the woman just rolling, like I'm going to pursue. You know what I'm saying?
That's not abnormal. I heard it.
I don't. I mean, you hear more likely that, the kids is left with the mom and the father. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have heard in situations where the father is the primary and the mom is out there paying child support.
Yeah.
You just it's not a fight for you. Like you don't, it's okay with you. It's okay. You don't need your child full time.
Okay.
Or 50-50. Shoot, you can have him 75, I have him 25. You know? I want to be in their life, but not really in their life.
Right. I just think maybe she just like, this is not it for me. Whatever you establish and for us, this is not it for me. I just think, I'm pretty sure they probably talked about it. I don't know if he thought when she was saying how much merit it had in it, but she wrote.
Well, what it all boils down to is being mindful of who you have children by. And even so, you can be the greatest person, I guess, the greatest self, and then when you have kids, it still could tear you down. So I can't even say that. But there are some situations when you can be mindful, and you kind of already know how someone dreams and passions and like what they want to do if you're in a relationship with somebody. Then you have kids. If they want to pursue that, you can't knock them for that.
Right.
So if they want to go out and do it, be supportive. don't be neglectful. Don't be what's the word I'm talking about? Just don't be an asshole.
Right. You said something like, be careful who you had kids by, and what was the thing you said after that?
I got short-term memory. Don't ask me.
You said who
Run
you
the
had
tape.
kids by, and I think maybe something that you liked about them. Is a saying that when you meet somebody, the things that you love about them when you initially meet them, the things you love about somebody when you initially meet them, later on in that relationship, those can be the things that you grow to hate about them.
Now that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
Yeah. So I guess when she met bro, I call him bro because I know him personally. Yeah, I guess she seen that he was a loving, caring person, more homebody. I guess a good father figure.
Yeah.
And I guess once they had kids, and what she loved about him the most, she grew to dislike about him. For her just to, get up and roll. Like, I understand you're a great father and you want to spend time with us and the family a lot, but we need to do more. And I guess he wasn't really pushing for that. You know what I'm saying?
This is, when it comes to kids, it gets me a little bit, kids and abuse, it gets me a little bit rageful. I get a little bit emotional about it. And
you know how I get about child abuse. You know how
Yeah, not even just child abuse, abuse in general.
Yeah.
So, I guess the only thing I could say is for parents, man, just look at your kids as being, as when you see them when they're an infant and they're so innocent and they can't tell you what they want and they're crying and you gotta figure out what they want, and you gotta show them things like, hey, this is what's the name, this is that, and you're teaching them that stuff. Don't stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they still kids. They still innocent. Nothing changed. They still need to learn stuff. You still need to teach them. Just because they could talk now, they could walk now, doesn't mean that you should leave them alone and let the world teach them.
Mm-hmm.
You're still the teacher. You're still supposed to instill some positive things into them, teach them certain things, because if you don't, this world will get a hold of them, and you ain't going to like what might become of that person,
mm-hmm.
of your child.
Right.
Who raised this child?
Mm-hmm.
The world, YouTube, teachers, bad influencer,
mm-hmm.
Everybody but you. Because you stop looking at your child as an innocent person and you start looking at them as this bad person that says shit. But it's because they're soaking up everything that you taught them and you said around them or someone else said about them. You didn't correct them and you laughed at this shit. And I got a special place in my heart for kids. And
bottom line, teaching and learning starts at home and it ends at home.
Exactly. So guys, happy 2020. You guys might not be able to see this, but I had made a board and it says, happy 2020, goals, visions, love, and peace.
Not resolutions. We want goals for 2020.
Goals. Write your goals out, y'all.
2 long-term goals and 3 short-term goals.
And let me know what you guys think about this conversation. As you can see, we didn't agree with certain things, but we understood each other. At the end of the day, it's like never stop loving and never stop being there. Even if you think being there is still physically and you can't be there physically, still be there. Phone call, text, still be there. Be present. Be present in the day. Be present in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And just love each other, guys. But we out. We talked enough. Let us know your thoughts and what you think. Share, follow our page at Redty. We love y'all. Peace.
See y'all next time.
Dang, this beet juice was...
Where am I my cup, babe?
I threw it.
I didn't throw my cup, babe. Look at that, babe. It's springs, babe. Who you got messing my cup up, man? Well, I keep saying my cup. It's just the cup. Yeah, man.